Today's episode is going to be about what we do with the body.
Stay tuned.
Hello.
Hi.
Tonight we just thought we'd talk a little bit about
Death.
Death. Yeah, death. Yeah. Fish death. Fish death. You assholes.
Yeah, they start jumping the minute
The second we
mention
said,
it.
yeah.
They're worried now.
Yeah.
How to worry your koi, our new topic.
How to stress the koi. I think it's just because they hear us and they want food, probably, doing your little piglets. Again, hello. No. We just thought we'd discuss some options that we use and what we know most other people, a lot of other people do, but we don't.
Yeah, I mean, to clarify, with aquarium, you're going to lose fish. That's the way it is. Especially if you're a beginner, you're going to lose a lot of fish.
Right.
It happens to us all.
Right.
When you first started aquarium,
I lost
all the time.
20 or 30 fish when I first started, off and on, for the first couple months, before I figured out what I was doing wrong.
Yeah, I was a little luckier because,
Because you actually did research.
Well, yeah.
I just trusted the people at the pet store.
But I still, I have a terrible time with some species. Like, I have a terrible time with betas. I think there's something wrong with my water, although the last time it was because of the ammonia spike. Which is
we
a
finally
whole
a whole other reason. But we're not talking about how they die. We're talking about when they die.
Right. So, but
Topic.
Yes. Well, I'm just getting there. The point being is we've handled a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
Over the last several years.
Yes, we have.
And I was thinking about the fact that nobody ever really talks about what do you do with your dead fish. I mean, two things I've heard people do is flush them down the toilet or throw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
And
which we don't do either one of those.
Yeah, we don't do either one of those, but I thought, let's tell them what we do, because it might actually be beneficial for you to know how we handle it, because we do the whole circle of life thing.
Right.
Yeah, we are all Lion King here.
Woohoo! No, I'm just kidding. I have no life. I watch Lion King a lot. I like the Lion King. But anyway. I have a grandson. I watched it when I had kids too, though. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What she's talking about is when we lose a fish here, especially the smaller ones, what I do is we have a lot of plants in what do you call them? Not a vase. What's it called?
Pots.
Potted plants. A lot of small potted plants outside. So what I'll do is I take the little fish out there and I'll put them in the potted plant. And I'll dig the dirt.
Yeah. When she's talking little fish, she's talking like guppies.
The guppies, the neons, things like that. Rather than just throwing them in the garbage or just tossing them out. Which I mean, I was raiding one day and I just kind of tossed them into the woods one day, but they're going to get used out there by the wild animals anyway. We have a lot of wild animals here. Mm-hmm. But I normally put them in the pots to help the plants.
Right. Now, you can actually do this with houseplants as well. You might be concerned that you might get a fishy smell. The small fish, no, they disintegrate really quickly.
Yeah, we don't have any live plants in our house. So.
Yeah, but I mean, the bodies decompose really quickly. So if you have a potted plant in the house, just take like a pencil, stick it in there deep.
Dig it deep enough that you're not going to smell them. You're not going to smell if it's done deep enough.
2 inches and you're good.
Yeah.
Throw the little body in there, cover it up, and it's going to decompose and
help
fertilize your soil.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I do it outside through the potted plants we have outside. So, but I guess you could do it inside too. But we don't have any plants inside.
Because we have cats.
Because we have cats.
We have lots of cats.
Lots of cats. Anyway,
we can't have nice things like potted plants in the house.
Well, we could for about 5 minutes.
Maybe if that.
I had one plant in my room, and then it got so crazy. It was growing so much because there was no cat in my room that I had to bring it out here to you because it was. But anyway, but that's what we do with the smaller fish. Mm-hmm. The bigger fish, we get a box. We don't.
We built a mausoleum.
Yeah, we do not.
No, we don't. We're not that crazy. What we do is we bury them under trees or for laying a flower bed or a garden bed.
Right.
We'll bury them there, and just to make sure that nothing digs them up, because we have had some pretty big losses. Like tsunami is our biggest that we lost. We lost tsunami a couple months back. And she was about 15 inches long, so that wasn't a house plant.
Right, yeah, that was situation. That was a tree thing.
What we did was we dug a hole and we buried her about a foot underneath the ground next to Gareth has an almond trees growing. So we buried her there, and then we just took a stone, like one of the stepping stones that you find in garden shops, and we just put it on top of there. That way nobody could dig her up.
Right.
'Cause we
And
do have
eventually
all
we'll be able to
animals.
move the stone. We can move it by now, probably.
Yeah,
It's
that's
probably
also
already-
what we did with patches.
Yeah,
by
we
the
did it
way.
with patches as well. So we have a couple of stones out there. Any of the larger fish, we try to do that with. Something, we dig a pretty, nice size hole, and then we put them in there, and we put a stone on top of it for a while until we make sure that it's safe.
Yeah, because with fish, you don't need to bury them, 6 feet deep, or, it's not like a cat. You can bury them about a foot deep, and
they dissolve very quickly.
They do.
It's something, I don't know why,
Yeah,
but they do.
disintegrate really quickly. I mean, we've had missing fish that we know have died that we have never found.
Because they literally disintegrate very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing. I don't know why. We don't really know why. I'm sure there's some research we could probably find out. But
just their body types.
Yeah, but we bury ours, and it also helps the plants. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to, like she said, do the circle of life thing, so that and in worst case, like I said, one time it was pouring down rain, and I took one of them off the deck and threw it into the woods because I figured one of the raccoons or something would at least get it, because I didn't want to stand out there and bury it. It was just a little guppy, so
Now, if you live in an apartment or you don't have a yard or anything, you can always throw your pet fish in a baggie, throw it in the freezer until you can get to a park or something, and just bury it.
Yeah, we are that bad. Yes.
We're that bad, but that is
the
way to go.
Yes, I have done that. I have put them in the freezer and then buried them at a later time when I lived in an apartment. Mm-hmm. I had one plant that I did not bury them in because I did have cats back then. Cats are bad. Cats would find the fish, no matter how deep you. So I did take mine out, and I actually went over to my friend's house and buried them. Not here. I actually have another friend. At least one other.
Believe it or not, she does have.
I have other friends. Not many. After all this fish stuff, they're like, no, Sandy. But anyway.
Yeah, fish are the reason you don't have friends.
But no, I mean, if you have any ideas about what you do with your fish, we'd love to hear it. And not flush down the toilet. That's not something we do. And we don't throw them in the garbage can. Yeah. And we understand some people do that. The fish didn't like that.
Yeah, the fish did not like that.
They did not like that at all. Apparently, Kimyo was unhappy with that. Yeah, took offense at that. But so, sorry, very loudly took offense. But we don't do that. But I know a lot of people that do. I mean, I have heard of it. I don't agree with it, but we prefer you put it in with a plant and let it grow. Let it circle of life back around.
Yeah, because unlike like a dog or a cat, which can take years to decompose, a fish decomposes within a matter of days.
Yeah.
So that's usually the best way to go. And like I said, if you can't get to a park right away, or you don't have a place right away, you can throw them in a bag. You throw them in the freezer, take them out, bury them. Plants will thank you. It's a nicer tribute to your fish. I don't know if everybody's as crazy as we are with our fish.
Yeah, like I said, I have to admit, I did throw a guppy out into the woods. I did not bury one since I've lived here, but every other one's gone into the little potted plants. Mm-hmm. So I mean, some of those potted plants got some pretty healthy fish there for a while. I mean, not healthy fish. The fich were dead. Yeah. Oh my God, Mr. Caption's gonna have a blast with that.
But I think we've got like 4 different fish buried under Gareth's almond tree. So when that thing starts going on its spurt, we're either going to have some really fishy almonds, or we're going to have.
And we have a couple of the flower bushes that your mom. We put a couple under there. Those big flowers she had in the back,
and
the big red ones, and the fig tree.
Yeah.
So we try to move them around. We've had them in different places. So
I think I've got one buried in my rose garden now.
Yeah. So we do try to move them around. I do try to give the different plants a turn. Because the little fish are much more, they die a lot more often than the bigger fish. So a lot of her plants out there a lot of the potted plants out there have fish buried in them. I just dug a hole with my fingers and stuffed them in there.
Just kind of.
Yeah, so a lot of her plants I do it. I try to get different ones each time so I don't accidentally bump into one.
Not likely though.
I know, I'm just saying. That's what I do. I give them all a turn. Because I did lose, like I said, when we did have that ammonia spike, I lost 8 or 9 fish.
Yeah, and you buried all the betas too, didn't you?
I buried all the betas. But what I did with all of the small fish at that particular time in my tank, because the betas went the next day, and my fish I put out in the out by your mom's, that red flower thing.
The carnation or whatever.
The betas are with high.
Okay.
So. But anyway.
Oh, high being my pomegranate tree.
Sorry.
My little miniature pomegranate tree.
Yeah, all the betas are
we name the trees sometimes.
We have no lives. We have no lives.
We have High.
They're like, hey, who the hell is High?
All right. To be fair, High. When I first got High, It was only yay big. It was like a sapling, not even a sapling. It was like a sprout.
Yeah.
And I had it in this huge pot because I knew it was going to get bigger. And it just kind of peeked a little bit over the edge, like, hi. Nowadays, hi is more like, howdy there. Look how big I am.
And he attacks you as you walk by him because he's right by the walkway, and if you're not paying attention, he takes your eye out. But anyway, that's because all those fish we went with.
Yeah, I know. Hi has grown up over the last several years of a diet of fish corpses.
Yeah, we do. I put a lot of them with Hi. But if you have any questions, comments, like, subscribe, share below. If you have any, what do you do with your fish? We'd love to hear it if it's something different and unique.
Yeah.
Because, we're morbid. We do make horror movies on the side.
We don't mummify them.
Well, I'm just saying, it's still funny.
Yeah.
Some of them. I left one in the freezer for like 6 months once.
Yeah, now I have heard of people who had large fish, like large koi and whatnot, who had their koi pass away, that they might take them to a taxidermist.
But anyway, yeah, let us know what you do when your fish dies, and hopefully you do something, thoughtful.
Yeah. And if you're like an apartment dweller or something like that where you don't have a yard or plants, tell us what you do.
We're curious. We know some people do flush them. I've heard that with the smaller fish. You can't do that with the larger fish, but...
Oh, I've heard of people flushing goldfish. It's like, and you didn't have to call a plumber afterwards.
That would be horrifying. I can't even imagine.
I know, it's because they're doing those little feeder fish that only last a few days. If you stick it in a bowl.
And they do. Don't get her going on the bowls.
Well, it's like they say that, if you look at the average lifespan of a goldfish, it is generally 20 years, give or take. But there's a skewer to the number where the honest life expectancy of the goldfish is about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
because of how people treat them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And feeder goldfish are just that, feeder.
Yeah.
Usually they use it for larger.
I saw this plaque once that said something along the lines of, goldfish is a great way to teach kids responsibility for about 48 hours.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's true.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so hopefully if that happens to you, hopefully you don't flush them. But I've heard of little kids having little burials and things like that, which is fine. Little cardboard boxes and matched boxes and things. But we'd love to hear your stories. Mm-hmm. I think my kids, when my daughter's betas died, I think we put them in a big box and buried them in the yard because she was so upset. We buried them under the bush.
Yeah.
So. And then again, that was my fault as well. Back in the day, I was doing the beta tanks. She had 6 male betas, all in their separate tanks. And I wasn't paying attention, and I grabbed the regular drinking water versus the... I grabbed the regular drinking instead of and it killed every single fish within about 20 minutes. My own fault. I just wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I didn't realize what I'd done. And by the time I realized it was too late. So I grabbed chlorinated water instead of regular water, spring water, and they all died. And I felt really bad because she loved those stupid things. But anyway,
I keep looking at Kimya over here in the tank. She keeps watching. Like, what do you know? Why are you talking about fish
death? We don't like death. But anyway, if you have anything that you would love to share with us, we'd love to hear about it. Like, subscribe, share, buy some stuff from our shops. I have my shirt on.
Yeah, I don't today.
Slacker.
I know.
I have my shirt on. Mm-hmm. I got to get more shirts. I only have 2.
I'm working on some new designs.
We are still wanting to do Koi Rana, so by all means buy some stuff. We have the new site as well.
Yep.
The new shop to buy a bunch of ornaments and things like that. Yeah. So we'd love to see you guys purchase something.
Yeah, we do hand make ornaments, and we do have like our filter cages, which is our own thing that we made. And we do custom orders as well. So check that out. I'm sure Mr. Captions will put everything
below. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
If he's going to be nice to us today.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I know.
But we will see you next time.
Mm-hmm. Bye.